Alright, hello fellow classmates. Here to do a little review on this ClassFlow. Alright, so what ClassFlow is, as far as I can tell, is pretty much a way to push out presentations, interactive presentations, to your students. So the main thing that they have going is this interactive whiteboard, or they call it an instant whiteboard. So this seems to be like the main hub of what ClassFlow is. So for this interactive whiteboard, there's this code in the top right corner where your students join. You can also have classes that are already in your ClassFlow settings, which I guess makes it a little bit easier for them to join. So the main thing going here is this is just a straight up whiteboard. You can draw on it, you can put text on it, you can do any of those things. You can do all this kind of stuff if this happens to be useful information. If you're doing an abstract art class, I think you might want to send this out. In addition to just some simple drawing, you can send out in the top here. There's some activities. There's a creative, which allows the students to draw and report that back to you. There's some text responses you can ask the students, some number responses, true-false responses. So if you were to click that, you would have this number poll go out to the students. So you would ask some kind of question. It could be a math problem, saying, hey, what's, whatever, 4 plus 5, respond. Or you could say, how do you feel about this lesson on a scale from 1 to 10, or whatever it is. They send in those responses to you independently, and then you're good to go. You have that information. So that's obviously really cool from a perspective of formative assessment, because it allows all of the students to respond to any questions without having to wait. It allows students to it allows you to see the responses of all students without those being shared out to everybody else. So it's really cool. It gives you some time and the opportunity to review individual responses and then to make some decisions based off of those based off of what those students have showed you. So I'm going to go back and give you another example so you can close out your whiteboard. And you can save all of these whiteboards, which is actually really cool. And then you can post PDFs. If you want to get creative, you can post PDFs so students can see that later. They have a classes section here, which obviously you would fill in your class information, your students. And then on here, they have saved all of the whiteboards that you've had, so you can go back and review them. There's also assessments on here that you can create. So new assessments over to the end here, and then students respond to that independently, and you can go back and review all those scores and send back some feedback. So obviously, again, from a formative assessment, this could be a great tool. So to some of the costs, from what I can tell, everything I've showed you so far is free. However, so if we go to the marketplace, it seems as though they have some pre-made lessons. The ones that we're looking at here are free. I'm sure that maybe some of the more interesting ones, maybe some more content-based ones, you could pay some money for. But it appears as though if you want to do everything on your own, you would just have it would all be free. At least that's how I've been able to use it so far. So that's cool. Yeah, so overall this seems like I use Pear Deck at my school, or Nearpod. It seems relatively similar to that, except for I don't think those have the interactive whiteboard that's going on, so that's a cool addition. But overall I think it's something worth checking out, and it seems like a pretty effective tool for formative assessment. Alright, thanks.